Pour it up. So you got a cup as well?
So, come and get the rest.
Yeah, man. What should we get into? Do you want to whilst we're in our nice debate bag, Wretch's album?
Yes.
Upon reflection.
Mad guy.
It's been 2-3 years since the last album.
Yeah.
It's been a little while.
By the way, I really liked his previous one.
Yeah.
FR32.
Yeah, same.
That was cold.
Yeah, that was cold.
I really liked that album.
3-2. Mad album.
Yeah, so new album came out last week.
Last Friday, yeah.
Last Friday.
Another Friday release. That's a trend.
Do you know what? Was I the only one that was like shocked that it came out so soon?
Yeah, because
I wasn't expecting
It came out of nowhere.
Did you say so soon?
Not soon, but that
Well, like,
quick. Because you put up a picture
that quick.
on social
I was just
media.
like, huh?
Yeah,
But that's
they
the
announced it, and
but you got to think, remember, like,
but then that's the climate we're in nowadays.
Yeah.
At this point, what interviews is Wretch gonna have and deep dives into the album? We know you're a lyricist. We know you got bars. Just release the project.
Do you know why? Because artists would usually give us the artwork and release date like a month prior.
Yeah.
And I feel like he was just like, all right, cool, album out midnight.
So but you don't have a chance to like have any like expectations or like any madness. Just go and get it. So that was like me. I saw maybe like an hour or two before the album was actually out. I was late. I didn't even see the.
Yeah, I didn't see. I
just saw like, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, Wretch got album coming out in an hour. All right, cool. I listened to it in the morning.
Yeah,
to
so
work.
even with that, there was an element of surprise, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like it was just like, wow, okay.
But that's the wave, bro. Since
Yeah.
the Beyonce thing, bare people have done that. Like, what are you gonna do? How long has Wretch been out here? We know he's cold. So, what, you're gonna go sit down with a bruise? What are you gonna do? Like, just give us the project, bruv.
Yeah.
That's not a diss to the interviewers. I'm just saying, like,
I just feel like with Wretch, because let's not lie in it, the young boys are killing it at the moment, innit? So sometimes like you would feel like they would do something in a more traditional way because it's not like there's a lot of people waiting for it.
Yeah.
Whereas like NSG will drop something, people are actually waiting for it.
But
so
that's single driven market. Like,
No.
for everyone has opinions like the young guys are doing their thing. But when you really check it, the people that we want to see, like look at Kano recently. When it comes to project time and like the real side of music, it's still the OGs, the people that have been putting out work for long. And look at Gets' rollout. Look how cold that was and how good the album was. A Kano album. Like we're excited when it comes to people that the singles are cool and that, but we're not overly excited for some of those guys' albums like that.
But the young guys are still killing it. Stormzy, Dave, like them two.
Because those are leads of the new school.
Scene,
I would still see them a bit more closely linked to like a Wretch and that than the other young guys you may group them within it. So, but they're still going with the format of we're releasing projects and it has to matter. Like it has to tell a story top to bottom. Look how good Dave's album was. Look how good GSAP was. We still speak, and that's still in the format of a traditional album. That's the point I'm making. So I don't. Maybe Wretch might have been sat there thinking, "Raw, what's my position?" Because even Kano, I was surprised to hear him say that. I was a little bit unsure, like how they're gonna receive me when I come back. And
for sure, man.
was
Like,
cold.
and I definitely feel that sentiment because I know that the climate of the game and how it's moving and where the energy is towards, it's very like we all love Kano, Wretch, Gets.
She's killing me, fam.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like those kind of acts, like we love them, innit?
Yeah.
But how the majority, because at the end of the day, they release their projects, but they still want to sell in it.
Of course, yeah.
So that's the only reason why I was surprised at like how he just dropped it and was like, yeah, out at midnight, because I hadn't seen anything, prior, like, a few singles, but you would expect like, all right, cool, this is when it's gonna come out. But
what was your expectations for the project? Like, did you have any expectations prior to?
I'm not sure.
I
if
didn't get
had
a chance to, bro. I literally just, like I said, I saw the tweet or the Instagram that it was going to be out. I listened in the morning. I didn't really listen properly how I would like. Then I listened on the way back, on the way to football as well on Sunday. So I've got a chance to sit with it. So from Sunday to now, I've really got a chance to sit with it. And the song Baton with Nux and Avellino.
I think that should have been an intro.
That would prefer as an intro. I didn't overly like the intro he did.
Yeah.
The song with Burna Boy.
That was cold.
Those are the standout ones for me. The one with Gets and Taylor Riley.
Yeah.
Those are ones for me that stood out. I like the fact it wasn't too long. It's only 12 tracks.
Yeah, it's quite short.
He's in his melody bag as well because Wretch likes a little melody. He kills the melody thing.
That's what I was expecting
He's
more.
been like that though for a minute.
Yeah.
He's been around. He's been like that.
Because he
for a
works
minute.
with like SOS and Mikey and Mo. He's got like, so that's the element of the young energy. You got the young guys with the sound. So I can still be Wretch, but let me go and get. I don't have to go and if I go and stand with the young spitters, it's the new young hot guys. So like, obviously him and Avelino's relationship is solidified. Nux for me, someone I rate, and he's in that mode like an Av, where he's still got the flavor and the sauce of a young guy, but it's bars, innit?
Yeah.
So he still fits into that element. So he can stand with a Wretch. So I liked it, and it wasn't too feature. I got a chance to hear Wretch. It's cold.
Would you think of like the criticism from people saying that this is the same Wretch?
I've not heard any. To be honest, I've not heard any criticism. I'll be honest with you.
Same Wretch
For one, for me that stays on the internet, so I haven't heard any criticism.
Same Wretch as in what?
There's people that will be like, Wretch is saying the same things that we haven't heard before. I feel like I don't really understand that criticism because I feel like that's every artist.
More or less.
Do you know what I'm saying?
What do they want them to do? They want more turn-up songs, more
I
club
don't know.
anthems?
I don't know,
or-
man. I mean, with me, like I'm a Wretch fan through and through, so you can expect something from someone, but still be amazed by it or gassed by it because you might say something that you may have heard before in a different way, and you're just like, rah, how are you still finding pockets of how to say something? Yeah,
exactly.
Well, go on, big man.
Sorry, bro.
And that's actually the best song on the project as well.
Yeah, Visiting Hours.
Yeah. Visiting Hours is amazing.
That's a
Like
banger.
even like when Mummy's Boy first came out,
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it, but then when the album dropped, I was like,
Was
"Rah,
that
kinda-"
because you didn't hear the song? You watched the video? Was it because of that?
Yeah,
or-
yeah. I didn't really
listened
hear
to
the
the
song,
song.
but I was like, this kind of resonates with me, you know, because I was always like,
I like introspective Wretch. Where do you want him to go with it, bro?
Yeah, exactly.
If he now starts
Like,
talking gang, they're gonna complain.
I have no issues with what Wretch does content-wise, you know. I wouldn't say this is like my favorite Wretch album or like one of my favorite Wretch albums, but it's only been a week, innit?
Yeah.
So like I've been sitting with it for a few days and stuff like, and I'm like, all right, yeah, I know what I like. I may be able to find what I may like next month.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is though? I think if because I didn't see any criticism, but if there was any fair criticism, possibly it may have been there is no standout song. There isn't one like that's the song. There isn't. I honestly don't believe there's one. Like you
Spin
said,
Around took quite a long while for people
We
to
like
get on it.
Visiting Hours. I like Burners. It's because it's Burner Boy. He's hot right now. It's his moment. But there isn't one song which is like that's the banger. That's the one that maybe would work on radio and still feed like the beast that is the industry.
Spin Around
whatever.
is the radio one.
And I like that. I like the fact that you said that because that's what I like about certain artists. I like
You don't need
artists
a
that
single
just
from you.
release music. I don't care about a radio. I don't care. We've got what's the name?
enough
Swans
radio
for that. We've got
That's a Swans.
You know, no, I'm not
This
cussing
nigga
him.
hates
No,
Swans.
Over the valley.
You won't know it's me.
I don't hate him. But those guys are singles.
Yeah,
single
yeah,
artists. We've got enough of those.
I've been listening to
We've got people that
radio.
do that job.
Yeah,
Let Rich do
let
this.
Rich
I've been
do his
listening
thing.
to radio when I'm driving and stuff,
Yeah.
yeah. And Spin Around is the one that they keep on playing.
Yeah.
Innit? I feel like I don't know if there's a video for it,
I don't know, I don't
but
think
the's bound to be a video for
What's
it.
the
next.
song? What, tell me what you want. Tell me what you want.
Oh, with Kojo Funds.
yeah.
That one was underappreciated,
you know,
man. That was
I
a
would like,
banger.
I would like Wretch in that lane, innit?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind at least one or two of
Hey,
that on there.
Kojo is in his hook bag.
He's been in his
That's
wait.
with
Kojo
kids.
Funds has been in his back. He lives in there. He lives in that bag. No, Kojo Funds, man. He is talented.
I can tell you like
Fam.
Kojo.
I love
Kojo.
Kojo.
Kojo
Hey,
is
Kojo's
hard, bro.
mad nigga.
But yeah, you know what? I was listening to one of the songs on the album, and he touches on like briefly on his relationship with Chip. Has anyone caught
Yeah,
it?
he said it. I like he admit because I always knew there was more to that story. It's not just that Chip acted up or was the young boy and like he was like, yeah, Chip wanted to kind of squash it and piece it out, but he wasn't ready. You know, so I would like that because as much it's weird. It's like if they never have the fallout, maybe we never get Wretch and Avellino because that essentially is no disrespect to Avellino. That is Wretch and Chip.
Yeah,
Because I remember, I don't know if it was the Otis freestyle they go back to back.
Oh yeah.
Because as cold as we've always known Wretch to be, there was that little weird phase where like, would he ever blow? Because the UK don't get it. He's almost too good. And this is before Tractor.
Yeah,
At that time period,
it's-
Chip was on fire. So
Yeah.
he's little bro, but in terms of success in the industry,
big
he's big bro.
Yeah, bro, yeah.
But it's hard for your little bro to be your big bro, but he is though. He was the one that AR fully pushing, like Boss Bath. That's the guy they're pushing. Even though we know Wretch is gonna go, but we don't know if the UK's ready. And like, look at the song you went with, Tractor. I would never thought that's the kind of song that Wretch will blow with, but that's just the nature of the beast,
bro. And I was having a conversation with some mates today about like how a lot of people never saw it in Wretch until Tractor came out and was so like, annoying. Yo. And then Don't Go came out and it did what it did to kind of get him to the next level, which...
So don't go.
Yeah, that was like the number one single, innit?
Yeah.
So I guess from there it kind of set pace of like where Wretch can take it, because he's now like, he's in that bag, like he's a number one artist now. So he can kind of...
The building respects you. The streets, we know your code, but... You fed the beast, now you sold some records for them, innit?
Yeah. They can't say nothing to you. You've done
Yeah.
We're not saying to you, how can we market you? We know you can spit, but how can we market you?
Yeah.
I've given you singles now.
Yeah. So
I would like to see them patch it up though, man. I want to hear a Wretch song with Chip on it. I want to hear that. You don't want to hear it?
Yeah, I would love to, man. The last time I heard them together was on Wretch's Black and White album.
Oh, they would spin it. They would spin anything right now.
Yeah,
I think he featured on 2 tracks.
And because of the little fallout, I reckon it would be like a toe-to-toe thing.
Yeah.
As much as we're brothers again, I have to take your head off on this.
But I feel like Chip needs to stop singing. He needs to stop that.
You think?
Yeah. I like Melody Chip.
No.
Do you know what it is?
He's done it well once.
Do you know what? Yeah, like.
He's done it 100 times. For me, he's only done it well once.
Do you know that tweet that sparked a madness? Yeah, when AJ was like, "Yeah, I feel like I'm the most versatile." Chip, for me,
we spoke about it on here.
Yeah, he just sits in that pocket where he can do like anything.
Are you saying that because you feel like that's like other people's lane?
I feel like he's started chilling with young ads a lot recently, and he's definitely gone studio with him, and he's thinking, all right, maybe I can sing as well. He's versatile. He sounds good on some.
How old is Chip?
26, 27.
So you got to remember, he falls that lane of young OG thing, like
28,
all the stuff like young ads are not enjoying now. Chip's already done that, been down and gone back up, and like he can do that and should be able to do it because like I'm of that age group. I smoke weed, I get lit. I'm part of that lifestyle, and I've got bread.
But no, it don't sound that nice.
Chip has just jumped in so many pockets and has done it successfully well.
Apart from this one.
He's done a grime thing. He's done a rap thing. He's done the bashment thing.
I don't mess with.
Do you not like him on the song with
Ronnie Rich?
How it is. That's the only time he did it well,
bro.
That's the only time he did it well.
Benji.
That's a banger.
Yeah,
but
Benji held me down on that tune, not Chip.
Nah, Chip did his thing, man.
Barely. Sorry, man. I'm sorry. When it comes to music, I'm too in my like.
Passion.
I need quality.
But
24s.
It's subjective, innit?
Yeah.
So you might be like, all right, yeah, he didn't do well.
Are you not saying he did well compared to what's out, or he did well for Chip?
No, even compared to what's out there, he did well. I think he did well, yeah.
Oh.
I love that, you know. I talk spicy.
I said, huh?
His opinions, it's subjective, like I said.
But I do hear there are people that do that consistently and do it better. So I feel like he's not just like a man just kind of just showing out at like 60%. I don't think it's just that. I think he can do it and do it well, but he's not doing an overkill thing. I wouldn't want to hear him do hell of lean, all tuned out like a young ad's doing, get away with. Chip, come and do the grind, come and do rap, bashment. Like
I think
guilty, especially
do you know what?
Especially his market now, to not touch a bit of that sauce because he's got the songs with Nave Smalls. He's got the song back in the day with Skepta where it's just smoking anthems and that. So that is his lane a little bit as well. He's a young guy. He's in the same bracket, bro.
He knows how to like jump into different various pockets, like as I said.
100%.
And I think that you won't get too much of that from him because I feel like Chip genuinely cares about bars a lot. He cares about his lyricism a lot. So like even when he was going through his thing with Bugsy and Youngin, like he was just trying to emphasize to us that, yo, man can really do this thing. Like, give me, I don't know, 16 hours. Man's already writing for man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So like,
man was writing for the response. He was anticipating what was going to do.
He was actually just excited to write.
Yeah. You know, Chipman's going to be appreciated when he's like 50, 60,
but that's 70. Shit though. Let's appreciate Donnie now because
so 50, 60, bro. Man ain't even hit 30 yet.
No, I know, but he's
50,
going to be
60.
appreciated like fully in his entirety because if you deep his career,
he'll get appreciated when he stops.
Fam, the guy is crazy. I mean,
not
when he
retirement,
retires,
not freedom pass age.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
How many of us are even gonna be here? Cause 50, 60, you know.
That's not that many years, you know. That's only 20, 30 years away, you know.
That's 30 years away, bro.
I'm going to be alive in 30 years, are you?
At 60 years old, I'm not going to think back. Oh, that chipmunk.
Chipmunk's going to be
Holding my back like, oh, yeah.
Man's at the kids' party, so you guys don't know about this.
That chipmunk was shelling.
Man's playing Movado every gal.
Movado.
See what I'm saying?
At the kids' party.
Bro,
so
that
much.
is a banger
He's done so much.
to this day.
Yeah.
Damn.
But I'm not mad at him doing all the singing. Like at this
not
moment in
mad,
time, a lot of
yeah.
the artists now, that, like from their music, you can tell they're just having fun.
Yeah.
Like we've had enough. Like we love Chip with his bars in it. Let him just cool down. Let him sing a bit. Let him.
And how much do you get on his own project? He's smart. He does other people's thing. No matter what you say, the last project he's got. What's the song at the end of the project called "Good Morning Britain"?
Yeah, that was.
If you ever in doubt, go listen to that.
No, but I know about
Even
Chip
what with
Fallon,
the
yeah.
96 bars of revenge.
Light work.
Yeah.
Bro,
He's
man
the
was
most-
spitting for time, you know.
Yeah, well,
I'm
he's
like,
been giving us bars. That's
right,
what
you
I'm
get
saying.
water, nothing.
Let
He's allowed at least a couple bridges here and there. Look at walk. Yeah.
It's only that CRB tune I don't fuck with. Like he's too old to be talking about.
Yeah, CRB took there.
Oh,
That was a little bit cool.
with
Man
notes.
said I have a condom for my heart. Like,
Man, I gotta protect my heart.
I got a condom
love
to
Chip
protect
Fallon.
my
I
heart.
gotta protect my heart.
You should have left that to
That's
Notes and Swarms and
The
them.
thing
man.
is that like,
You hate
there's-
Oh,
Swamp.
wow. It's just the first thing that comes to my head.
Swam's gonna roll on you with a
Man's
belly,
mentioned
you
Swamp
know.
17 times, you know.
Swam's gonna roll on you with a belly.
Wavy. I just don't understand anything he says. Like I don't get the songs.
That's fair.
This is the.
Like I tried to break down the Motorola song then. But
Oh, no. Motorola needs his own episode.
What's Motorola
He
about?
said, Motorola, bros on the road now. The pagans coming. The man, they're mad. Don't be sad. We got a Motorola.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull
Alright,
up
no,
the
right.
thing,
if you
innit?
can break down those lyrics for me, do genius for me right now.
wait,
Do 50
let-
pounds.
Okay, all right, cool. No. Let's establish something
No, let me get the
first.
lyrics up.
Let's
And we'll
establish.
get back to Reg, but this is very
No,
important
alright.
because £50 on the line.
Let's establish something first. Yeah.
God.
How old is my man?
Which one? Swarms?
Yeah.
22, 23.
He don't know about no Motorola. I'm sorry.
No, he does.
So that
He
insinuates
does.
maybe someone wrote the song
Because
for
I
him.
know about it and I'm
I
that
think
age.
someone
range.
did-
Motorola.
There we go.
Motorola.
Money, bro. No. Run me my bread. No.
Yeah.
I don't need to decode anything. Where's my money, bro?
wait,
I haven't got the shoes. I got no
Motorola
shoes.
Razor. I know about Motorola. Come on, man.
When was Motorola discontinued, please? Because I ain't seen a Motorola in
Jesus
time,
Christ.
please.
Innit? That's childish, innit? That's childish. He tried to get on us young bucks and now he's trying to say, well,
Fam,
discontinued.
when was Motorola
This is why the OGs like
discontinued?
Wretch are scared to release the albums.
Yeah.
We don't even give it the time of day to talk
Fam.
about fucking Motorola. Man doing DC Razor. Get back on topic, man.
Fam, Motorola. I ain't seen a Motorola on the streets in time.
Now, Dino doesn't know about Motorola's. 100% he does.
How old is Dino?
17,
12.
18, 16, 17,
Is
bro.
Dino the Donny that was singing with the youth backflipping like, in the video?
Yeah.
Shouts out to Dino. The
He's
come
come a
up.
long way,
Shout out
though.
the youth that was backflipping for no reason.
Yeah, we don't care about
Yeah,
him.
man.
He can't hold no notes. He's just
Nah,
athletic. Forget him.
If he ain't in the next Olympics, I'm gonna be vexed.
That's his fault. You was backflipping for Dino. Dino blew in it.
Dino actually blew because of that backflip. I swear to you.
The
And then his
backflip
talent
was
came
like
after.
integral to his come up.
Yeah. Big man thing.
Yeah, shout out to Donny for having good genes and being athletic, but you ain't got no bars, bro.
Nah, Dino's come up.
Can he sing? If he could do backflip and sing at the same time, then run it.
I'm not too much of a
We
fan of
don't know
Dino,
in
to be
it, so
fair.
I'm not a fan of Dino.
You're not a
Let's
fan
not
of Dino?
kill
Yeah,
the
he's
young-
not our market, though.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Boohoo man for the streets, yeah?
Is he a man yet?
Yes, he's collecting them checks. Boohoo man, innit?
He's collecting checks like a man, so.
Yeah. Big man, innit?
Boy.
He's a very big man. So.
Oh, you're dumb.
Whoa.
Body shaming don't work with a man. If you're a big
Alright.
man, you're a big man.
Cool. Like we digressed, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Wretch.
Richie.
His album's out now. Have you lot really sat down with it?
Not sat down, but listen to it twice.
Okay. At this moment in time, what are we saying about it? What are our general opinions on it?
It's a cool album. It's a Wretch album. I think you said before we had our little tangent. Time will tell if we go back and listen to it like that.
Yeah.
And we'll see how I kind of this is the success of Wretch. I'm gonna grade it against not what's out there, against his old albums.
Yeah.
And that just shows you are who you are in it. That's it. So
And the thing is, on one of the songs, I can't remember what it was, but he touched on the fact that, you know, you have the naysayers talking about how they preferred the old Wretch before he became a dread.
Oh,
and
yeah.
started talking about the consciousness.
man became
and-
vegan and that.
vegan.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
Muslim
yeah.
now?
Is Rich vegan?
I don't know,
He
man.
says something like not eating meat.
Yeah, come on.
Okay, yeah, he doesn't like the sight of meat anymore. That was on the intro. He said that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Well,
I enjoy it
can
for
you give
what
it
it
9
is.
out of 10 at this point?
I can't give it anything out of 10 at the moment.
neither can
I think I need to listen to it a little bit more. But it didn't grab me how
Off an initial listen.
how FR32 did.
Maybe it might be a slow burner.
It might be.
Leave it to our listeners. Use the hashtag OFFTHECUFFPOD.
Yeah, let
Give
us
us
know,
your
man.
opinions. Let us know how you feel about the album.
I do know that some people are like, they're not listening to Wretch because, of certain
Allegations. Salacious skullduggery. Listen, I'll be honest with you. If I had ever had a chance to interview him, much respect, we're going to talk about everything, but that's the elephant in the room. Did you bang your friend's baby mother on multiple occasions? We need to know, bro.
There you go.
Look at Vans, man don't want to co-sign nothing.
He's itched his head.
The man's thing, I don't think that's the only reason for the fallout with like the movement. Obviously, him and Scorch. I think there's more to it.
I think that's big enough to kind
Of course,
like,
that's where, bro.
to create.
I'll
to
burn down
create-
the whole building, bro.
To create other problems, because when you
Anytime
have
you
a
got a
problem
session,
with
man's
someone,
locking
yeah.
it off.
You know when you
That's
have like
the
one
cherry on
problem
top,
with someone, yeah, and then all the other things start popping up.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right. Plus you did this. Plus you did that. Remember that time when you did this? It's like, oh, no.
And then what it does, it makes us as the fans. I don't know what it's like for you. I'll be honest though. I'll look and see. Scorch has been out for this amount of time. Yeah. Has anyone posted his music? Do they big him up? And when I don't see that kind of stuff, it's not an indication that there's a genuine fallout. But sometimes to me, it's like you lot are part of an iconic grime collective. Yeah. Everyone else seems to be cool, and he just seems to be over there in the corner, and everyone acts like he's not come out of jail. So when I don't see no one
I look at
posting,
him like an underground artist now.
Yeah.
I don't see.
Yeah,
him as
he has
like,
to do the work
and
again.
Scorch is one of my favorite rappers ever.
bro, so cold.
And
Like, he's one of my favourite rappers, just
it's almost like he has to do the work again.
Yeah.
Which is shit, bro.
It's mad. And it's funny how you were saying, like, they come from an iconic group, but we haven't heard a solid project from them as a group.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they've all been in jail at different points, isn't it?
Yeah,
Merckx
it's
was
mad.
away for a bit. We got the fire in the booth. That was like the moment. If you're going to come in,
And I feel like if that never happened, maybe we would have got something.
would have had to, because it would just be stupid not to not do it, bruv. Because when people calling for it so much, you just have to
You
do
have
it.
to do it, yeah.
You know, so
And we're in a time where all of these men are collaborating with each other, innit? All of these men.
yeah.
From the youngers to the olders, they're all collaborating, innit?
Wretch and Merckx got a cold video in the Alps somewhere.
Oh yeah,
There's snow.
that's the song that song's a wave, man.
That took time to grow.
No banter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
time to grow, man. I didn't like it.
I loved it immediately. I heard the first 30 seconds.
no vocal yet.
I was thinking, wait, this is not Rich. But it took me time. I was like, no, this is actually a vibe.
Wretch will try a thing. Should we talk about a topic Vans will like? The one song on there that we probably didn't enjoy the most, Gigs and
Or
Wretch.
Giggler.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, man.
10 out of 10.
I haven't felt gigs for the longest, man. And everyone's
Vans,
You know what, yeah?
Vans
Do you know
has
what?
a gigs agenda. See how you hate Swamps?
oh my
hates
god!
gigs.
And you know, bare people listen
Both
to
of you
this.
together.
Hey,
Do you know what?
Swans,
Haters,
if you
know
got a
what?
show,
Do you know what? Do you
Don't
know
invite
what?
me.
I actually, do you know what? Yeah, I actually enjoyed
I love
Giggs'
the.
verse.
Hey, this is honestly our talk your talk.
Do you know what? Yeah, I actually enjoyed Giggs' verse
You
on
don't
that.
fucking pander.
No, I did.
Yeah, you liked it.
Bro, you know me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm
You
saying?
don't need an
Like,
excuse.
if I
any little
if I
thing
don't-
Gigs
if I-
does.
it's with anyone. It's with anyone. It like
Yeah,
if
so-
I didn't like something, like at the end of the day, yeah, I'm a fan of what these men do, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, and if I feel like these men are just like they're being lazy,
You're
then
offended as a listener. Like,
I'm
That is
like,
how
come
I
on,
feel
bro.
with the Chip Melody thing.
I hear
Do you
that.
get it?
But with the Giggs thing, yeah, I was like, all right, cool. Man's talking about the government, having us up and that. I'm like,
Power to the people and that,
Power to the
yeah.
people and that, chilling with his daughter, giving her a cuddle and that. I was like, all right, cool.
My
cool.
man's like, oh, daddy gang.
I can relate.
That's why he's gassed.
I was like, all right, cool. No, but it's nice to see Giggs doing a different flow and keeping up with someone who I hold like as an elite.
I would hope
MC.
that when Giggs knows he's spitting with Wretch, he's going to try harder. We're going to get
Yeah,
You
exactly.
would think so, but Gigs can come one day and just do him and
That sounds like a Catholic kid. I ain't even gonna lie to you,
No,
bro.
Giggs, fam. He scares me, man. He
But then,
scares
to be
me.
fair, like I'm surprised you liked that much. When I heard that, I was like, "What is this?" I liked him on. He's got a song Casanova.
That's
Yeah,
cold.
yeah.
I
That's
like
hard.
that.
That's
I like
hard.
that
But
But the
verse.
thing is, I'm not saying that like the 10 out of 10 was my standout because I was like, yeah, you man, I beg you, switch up the flow in it. It's too hanana, 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 hanana. And I'm like, bro, come on, man. Like, can I sing along, please?
Yeah.
He's just feeling left out. No, they did that thing. You see what old school rappers they do when they get to a certain age, yeah, and they only have to keep up by rapping fast, just to show that I've got a bit of skill.
They're flexing their rap skills.
Yeah.
And they're not saying nothing.
But
It doesn't make sense.
Is that thing Busta Rhymes is after that Chris Brown song, yeah? Busta did the fast flow for about 4 years, yeah.
And if you read the lyrics, it makes no.
You thought Swans wasn't saying anything? Go and see Busta's lyrics, yeah.
Bro, we're not trying to delete Buster's legacy.
No,
here,
no,
yeah.
of course not. But
That's his last like standout.
we
verse.
remember, innit?
I hear that.
The North remembers.
The no fucking remembers, bro. Because, bro.
Hey,
man.
yeah. I mean, the 10 out of 10 thing, I understood why he dropped it, but I was like, we could have done without this.
Yeah.
Drop something else.
I haven't been feeling gigs.
I think what it is as well, when you've got like people who we hold in high regard, when they collide and have music together, it's unfair, but it's what it is. It's you lot's fault for being so good previously. I have expectations. When I get given that, I'm just like, you could have done without that, honestly. You know?
Yeah.
So,
Like you said, I mean, it's been very apparent to our listeners in particular that I haven't been feeling gigs for a very long while. And it's not to say that I don't like gigs. I feel like since the
KMT verse.
the pinnacle of gigs, it's just been, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's going down.
For the listeners, downward trajectory.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, the last great thing that he did for me was Landlord. And I went to his Landlord show at Hammersmith Apollo, and it's one of the best shows that I've ever been to. Amazing show.
Bro, just the footage of them closing that whipping excursion, yeah. Whew. Crazy.
Whipping Excursion for me was like Giggs' last banger.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, because I watched an interview with him afterwards. I think it was with Chucky, and he said that he just makes music for himself now. He's in the studio. If he turns up to it, he's putting it on the project. Like, and I'm just like, this is somebody that he's like, we should just leave him alone now. He's okay. he's made all his money. And he's happy in his house in the sticks. He's watching Star Wars. He's tired.
At that stage,
yeah.
He just wants to make what he wants to make.
The guy,
yeah.
he watches wrestling.
But it's not
He's
fair on
okay.
us.
Yeah.
The Greys are
for us.
coming through. The Greys are
The
pushing
last
through.
good thing I heard from him was Guap Expenses, and that was because of Rich's verse. I feel like with that verse alone, Rich had the best verse this year.
And what about the album though? He's got the song with Theophilus London.
I'm not feeling the album at all.
Dun, 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 dun,
What
dun,
album? It's the last
dun,
one.
dun,
Madagascar made the
dun,
poo
dun,
scatter.
dun, dun,
But the last album.
So Madagascar make the poo scatter. I was like, yeah, this.
He explained the bar though. She was wrong. He explained it. I'll find it for you. We spoke about it on the.
What did you say?
But he explained that.
Nah, I'm not having it then.
Madagascar.
Bruv, how can you say,
No,
oh yeah.
Because you took it as he made actual the poo. You're talking about a poo as in a character. You thought he made the poo scatter. Remember, you were like, that's a mad bar. He actually explained it.
I'm going to watch
What
Madagascar
Madagascar
on the
what?
weekend
He
again
meant,
for the
assuming
umpteenth
a poo
time.
is actually the character, and he's saying, I made a man named Scatter. When Vans heard it, you thought he made a poo as in shit scatter.
Bro, listen.
So wait, he's talking about
I've watched
a character.
Fam,
Yeah, I'll find the footage.
In Madagascar?
I've watched
watched
Madagascar,
Madagascar.
bro. I'm under duress watching Madagascar, yeah.
Fam, I look
Every
all the
weekend.
time. There's
Every
nothing-
weekend, yeah.
They throw poo, but there's no actual.
That's what he
there.
means. I made the poo scatter, yeah.
I'm assuming here. I'm trying to be rap
Because
genius.
there's a poo in Simpsons, but no.
But if he said I make the shit scatter, then that makes sense. But I make.
What
poo.
does it have to do with Hello Baby?
Hello, baby.
No, I don't make these fucking rules, Vans.
Hey, man. You lot like him, innit? So.
Wow.
We like him and you hate Swans.
Listen, this
No, wow, I do not.
this ain't an episode, to slander Swams or Kings.
It's false slandering
end of the
Swans.
day-
I haven't even
You know what it
said.
is? Fam, you mentioned him 100 times unprovoked, fam.
No, you
For no
mentioned
reason.
it.
How's your week? I don't listen to Swans. What? Are you telling me the truth?
Oh my god.
Let's just blame it on the Pacelli potions.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why the Petrelli potion is good. Have you talking
Because I'm defo licked, boy.
Yeah.
Mad.
Wonderful advert for your liquor right there.
I hear
Subscribe. You get me?
Start talking mad.